This episode of Love Lauren is sponsored by Scott Bonner Fabrication and Parts. So I got this little box in the post yesterday. Can't believe I haven't had time to get into it, but you know, kids. So I thought I'd do one of those cheesy unboxing videos that you see on the YouTubes and just show you what's inside. It's a little sneak peek. It's basically my new engine for the 14-inch from Small Engine Warehouse. I used the discount that's available to the members of the Scott Bonner Restorations Facebook group. I think it was, not sure what the actual discount is, I think it's about 20% or something like that, but essentially you get a new Briggs Stratton engine for $250 delivered, and a litre of oil included as well, in theory, inside. The process was quite simple. I sent them an email, I guess through their sales address, I think it was, saying I was interested in getting my hands on a new motor with a group discount. What they did was they sent me back an email saying fill in your details, your name and address, and in particular the size of the shaft that you need for the engine, and so I sent that back to them, and they sent me an invoice which I paid, and within 5 business days, I think it was, this was on the doorstep. So here we go, got my trusty opening knife. They've sent this covered in paper. It looks quite nicely wrapped up. It looks like it's the original Briggs and Stratton box underneath. So they've done a good job of packing it up, as far as I can tell. A lot of tape on it anyway. My mum always appreciated a lot of tapes. So I always struggled to get into my mum's birthday gifts, that's for sure. Oh, so this is the 550 series, the 3.5 horsepower Briggs. Horizontal shaft. Engine with the cast iron bore. They don't seem to call it the IC anymore, but I think it's the IC, as far as I understood it, had the cast iron bore. So I think it's one and the same, or the modern equivalent. That's what we've got on the inside, all nicely packed up. We've got the manual, the engine itself, and it looks like there's a bottle of oil in there as well. I know most of you probably never read the manual and take pride in doing so as men of the world, but nonetheless, there's our operator's manual in there, which shouldn't be terribly exciting. Some safety information and some sort of little doodad. We'll set those aside for now. And there's our, it's even Briggs and Stratton 4-stroke oil. Pop that over there. It's probably important to know that these engines, shipped new, are not going to have any oil in them at all, so it's definitely important that you fill them up with both oil and petrol before you run them. So this isn't a big box. It's not a light box either. So it's, if you're old and decrepit like me, take it easy. Don't hurt yourself. And that's our new engine. Actually, no, it's a plastic bag. That Here's our new engine. Whew. Isn't she beautiful? Alright, so we've got our new Briggs here. I see it is actually an IC on the sticker there, so that's great. IC stands for Industrial Commercial, I believe, so in theory it's a heavier duty engine than the non-IC, I guess, but I don't know if they're all IC anyway these days. Just having a quick look around, got a bit of an air filter in there. Be curious to see if that needs any sort of love in terms of oiling the actual filter material. I'll have to have a read through the manual, I guess, on that. Some of the older engines you'd have to oil the little foam bit to keep it working properly. It's a fuel tank up the top. Unfortunately it's empty, but what do you expect? Exhaust muffler out the back there. Down from the top, here's our kill switch, I guess. I think that's probably the petrol on-off lever, and then there's the choke, I guess, and then your throttle over here. So that can be, that's hanging off a little lever here. I believe you can remove some springs or something like that and hook this up so that it's wired onto the so the throttle's wired onto the handlebars with the control little control lever at the top there. There was either a video or a post on the Scott Bonner Restorations page, I think it was January time frame 2018, so worth having a search around for that if you want to wire it up. There's our pull start. Shouldn't fiddle with that. It says don't fiddle with it until you've read the book. I know some of the guys on the group have painted some of these bits as well to sort of match their colour scheme. And in particular, I think they've taken some of these bits off down around the pull start, this cowling or whatever it's called, and they've had a fair bit of trouble with the spring inside sort of releasing, because there's a little, I think it's called a recoil spring. Once you pull it, it sort of pulls it back in, I guess, and it's quite a monster, I guess, to wrangle if you get it out. So if you're planning on taking that thing off to paint it, which is a cool idea, and the ones that I've seen done look amazing, but maybe just do your homework on that in terms of keeping yourself safe. Put your goggles on if nothing else, and also not having to uncoil that spring if you don't need to. Spin this around. So over here we've got our shaft. This is a 5/8 machine. And we've got, interestingly, the two oil fill caps. With a little dipstick on there. I say it's interesting because I've got two of the older style Briggs, and one of them has the dual filler, and the other one, this side's blocked off at the back, so go figure. I think, I don't know if you can see it, but there's that little bolt down the bottom. On either side, I believe those are the oil drain plugs. So there's this little wire back here that needs attaching to something, I'm not sure what. Clips into something. Somewhere. Somehow. So as I said, oil goes in before you do anything else. The standard advice that you'll get on filling up your oil is to fill it to the top edge of the fill hole, and obviously we'll need some petrol in there, and we'll need to mount it on the mower, of course, as well. So that it should go on. Looks like what they've done. I'm not sure if you can see this terribly well. And there's the two bolt holes on this side. This one's a fixed diameter, this one's slotted, so it will adjust to fit different machines. As far as I understand, these, and just looking at it, this should just slot right onto the Scott bonnet. Of course, you can use these for other applications as well. I believe they're quite a bit quieter than the originals, which would be nice. I'm hoping it doesn't stink as much, because to be honest, I don't really like the stink of petrol and oil. But I think the most important thing, and the reason why I bought a new one, was to reduce the vibration on the machine itself. Not for comfort, but just in terms of the sustainability or the durability of the mower itself, in terms of the rails, in the case of a tweener, the deck on the solid, so that we're avoiding any stress fractures and cracking just from the motor shaking and shimmering. Obviously we need to keep our bolts tightened up so that it's not going to ever be a problem anyway, but if I can get a tidier engine on there for $250, it seems to me like money well spent. The mechanical engine side of things is not my strong suit, so to have reconditioned one of the old machines, one of the old engines, it's probably achievable up to a point, but in terms of getting in there and properly cleaning it out and redoing the real guts of the machine, I don't have the tooling for that, and I don't have the expertise, as many YouTube videos as I might watch on the subject. And realistically, for me, I just want something that's going to run reliably. And I think taking in the old machine to get it serviced, I don't know what sort of cost that would run, but I sort of factored in at least $100 or $150 for maybe a carbon clean and reseating valves and checking springs and all that sort of jazz. So valve springs, changing spark plugs. I think at the very least they'd maybe change the oil in the spark plug, maybe take the head off and replace the gasket and give the heads a bit of a clean, but give the tops of the cylinders a bit of a clean, but I don't know, because I haven't looked into it. And to be honest, the path of least resistance was order it online, have it delivered to the door. Didn't have to go anywhere to pick it up other than the front door. So easy peasy, nice and squeezy. Just how we like it. The biggest question, of course, then is, do I paint it or do I leave it? I quite like the original look to these things. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Good luck with yours, and let me know how you're going in the comments.